Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's recipe, I am showing you guys the most easiest classic smothered pork chop recipe ever. This recipe is so delicious. It has this rich onion gravy, so delicious, and it's so easy to make. Before I begin, if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, like this video if it was helpful, and let's jump right into the recipe. All right, guys, to begin, I am starting by using 4 boneless, skinless pork chops. Of course, you can use bone-in pork chops. I am going to tenderize them very quickly just so they can be nice and cooked through once I'm ready to cook them. So I'm using a meat tenderizer just to flatten them out a bit. Once I'm done, I am going to remove them from the bag. Then we are about to season these pork chops. I am going to drizzle some olive oil on them very quickly, and then we're going to season. I will be sure to leave all of the seasoning and the measurement down below, but the seasoning that I'm using is onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, a little bit of slap your mama seasoning, and some black pepper. All the measurement will be listed below. Now that we're done seasoning the pork chops, it's time to add some flour to them just for like a crispy coating. I am going to use about half a cup of flour. The remaining of the seasoning that I had left, I am going to sprinkle that in the flour, mix it up with a fork. Then we are going to place the pork chop on the flour. Make sure to flour both sides, and then we are going to cook these pork chops. All right, now it's time to fry these pork chops. Of course, you can deep fry them, but I don't like too much grease in my pork chops, smothered pork chops. So I am going to drizzle just a little bit, just enough for them to fry. So I'm going to pour that in there. Once it's nice and hot, I am going to place the pork chop in there. I'm going to cook it for about 4 minutes per side. I am going to fully cook them, not all the way, but like fully cook them, because yeah, I'm going to cook each side for about 4 minutes. Once one side is nice and golden brown, I am going to flip it over. So now I'm going to finish with the rest of the pork chops. Once I'm done, I'll show you guys what to do next. All of the pork chops are nice and cooked by now. As you can see, I am going to remove them, set them aside. In the same skillet, I am going to add about 1 tablespoon of butter in there. Once melted, I am going to take 2 tablespoons from the leftover flour that I was using earlier for the pork chops. I am going to pour that in there, cook it until it's nice and golden brown, because you do want to cook the flour so you don't have that raw flour taste in your gravy. So cook that very nicely until it's giving you that color. It's like a nice golden brown color. Then you can add your onions. I'm going to caramelize the onions until they're nice and translucent or nice and soft. And then I am also going to be adding some minced garlic in there as well. Next, I am going to add some chicken broth, or you can add beef broth. It doesn't really matter. Or if you don't have those, you can even add some water. Of course, the broth will make it taste better. So I'm going to add that in there, stir it up together. And also we are going to add some heavy cream in there as well to make it nice and creamy, just how I like it. Now I'm going to season the gravy with some Slap Your Mama seasoning, and then we are going to place the pork chops in there in the gravy. Okay, this is so tasty, y'all. You have to taste this sauce. Okay, taste it, because if you need to add some salt and pepper in there, you can, but I didn't have to, because the pork chops has lots and lots of seasoning on there. It's already flavorful, so you won't need any extra seasoning. Okay, now I'm going to let that simmer for a little bit. Then I am going to just mix the sauce with the pork chop, add some of the sauce on top of the pork chops. Also, I am going to let this sit for a few minutes to simmer, and then I am going to add some fresh parsley on there. And basically, you guys, this is how easy this recipe is. It's so easy and takes no time, but super, super, super flavorful. The pork chops were so flavorful and juicy, cooked to perfection. Okay, and I ate it, of course, with a side of rice. You can eat it with a mashed potato if you like, or whatever floats your boat. Okay, this is how it turns out. So good. Hope you try it for your family. Hope you like it. If you did, please don't forget to hit this video with a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not done so already, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye guys.